expanding his already vast real estate empire with a new tower in the Philippines. He's also in the headlines here, most recently for his meeting with presidential candidate Mitt Romney just yesterday. Joining us now on the phone is Donald Trump, chairman, president of the Trump Organization. Mr. Trump, welcome back. Where have you been?
Well, I've been all over. I just got back from Australia, Tyler, and had a great time and was very impressed with Sydney and really, I think the people over there are great. Hard-working people, a great country.
The announcement that Mandy will second that in just a moment, Mr. Trump. The announcement today about the licensing deal for this tower in Manila is one thing, but where would you rather invest in real estate today, the United States or Asia, and why?
Well, unfortunately, Asia's been the thing. We're involved in Asia. We're going to Asia. We have a lot of other jobs that will be announced over the course of the next year or 2 years and that we're working on right now. And not that I'm happy about it, but we're in a position, fortunately, where we can buy a lot of great assets in the United States, and we've been doing that, and we can get them at good pricing. New York is doing very well. New York is strong. Washington is strong because Obama's built a government that's so big it needs lots of houses and lots of other things. And, you know, maybe at some point that changes, and that might be a good thing for the country. But there's some great opportunities in the United States if you have cash, and we're buying a lot of things in the United States also, and we're getting them at pretty good prices.
I bet. But talking of prices, does it concern you at all as you expand in Asia, Mr. Trump, that it's also a very volatile market? You can soar extremely high, and then you can crash really, really low. And where else would you look to expand in Asia?
Well, Amanda, I think the truth is it's volatile no matter where you go in the world. I mean, you look at this country, you see the market go up. I just heard your report on the market's doing well over the last couple of days and with Goldman and all. But, I mean, the fact is 3 days ago wasn't so pretty. It was pretty scary when you look at it. And there's volatility all over the world, whether it's the United States or Asia. And I agree, Asia could be a place that goes bad. It could also be a place that gets much better. Nobody really knows what's going to happen. But there's great volatility in the world, and that's one of the problems. I think people just don't like seeing that.
Right.
It's a problem. But try and turn it into an asset.
Let's switch to politics, Mr. Trump, and tell us about your meeting yesterday with Mitt Romney. You have been critical of him in the past. What were your impressions? What comes out of that meeting?
Well, not really critical. I think that people would ask me questions. They asked me a question, who's worth more? And you know what the answer to that is, so I give you the answer. And then they said, oh, he was critical. I wasn't critical. I was giving, a fact.
You described him as a small businessman,
I think. The meeting yesterday was great. I thought the meeting was, we had a good chemistry together. I've met with Rick Perry. They called to meet because I do represent, millions of people that want to see this country stop being ripped off by China and by virtually every other country that we do business with. If you look at right down the list, I can say this to Tyler and Amanda, I mean, you look right down the list, every country virtually that we deal with in the world and throughout the world just absolutely takes advantage of our negotiators, of our president, of whoever it is that's in charge of this thing. I see where Colombia the other day Colombia, a relatively small trading partner, made $4 billion so-called profit on us. China's going to make over $350 million, think of this, over $350 billion against the United States, take our jobs, manufacture our goods, and they do it largely because they're manipulating their currency, and we don't do anything about it. So I have a large group of people that agree with me. This country, frankly, can never be great again unless we do something about that, and unless we do something about OPEC. Because every time you announce on your show that things are looking better, OPEC raises the price of oil, and that's the end of the rally.
And
Go
Mr.
ahead,
Trump,
Amanda.
if you do believe that you have a large group of people out there that agree with your views, might you still run for president?
Well, I mean, I'm looking at, and they call and they want to meet me, and I have some very good meetings, and I've had some very good meetings, and a lot of respect. But if the Republicans choose the wrong person, which is possible, if they choose the wrong person, and some of the ideas, what they've done with the lame duck session and what they've done in terms of Medicare, there are many things that I don't like what's happening with the Republicans. If they choose the wrong person, and if the economy continues to go bad, which it probably will, I would certainly consider that, Amanda.
Is there any circumstance under which you would consider being a vice presidential nominee to any of the Republican candidates?
Well, I don't see it. to be honest, Tyler. I don't see that. But
I'm shocked to hear
frankly,
that.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, and I said this yesterday, I hope that Obama finishes strong. I hope that he does a great job in terms of finishing up his, year and a half. I really would love to see it, because ultimately I'm an American that wants to see this country do well. So I hope that Obama does great. I don't think it's going to happen, but I have an idea. He could start by knocking out Obamacare. If he did that, he'd have, I think, a much better chance of doing well.
Mr. Trump, always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Always great to have you with us, and good luck with the property announcement in Manila.
Thank you very much, both.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
So long.
When